Welcome everyone to Sprinkles Parents Busy to Balance. If you don't know me, I'm Brooke Shapiro. I'm the mom of autistic son Jace, who's 5, and my daughter Raina, who has Charcot-Marie tooth, who's 3. And today we're going to talk about busy to balance. So let me start sharing my screen, as this is very personal for me, the story of getting balanced. As I when I first came back to working after having my son, I just was so busy all the time. I never had time to myself. I wasn't doing a great job in my work. I wasn't a great wife. I wasn't a great mom. I was just really struggling and like all around. I was leaking through my shirt in meetings at work because I like didn't make time to pump. I was crying at night or crying in the pump room. And I just became obsessed with, wanting to figure out how to have more balance in my life and changing something in my life, as having kids completely changed my perspective. As it was, my priority used to be my work. My priority used to be, I played ice hockey, like all these things were my priorities. And now everything changed as a mom. I wanted more time with my family. I wanted more time with my partner. I wanted more time spiritually. And I'll talk about all that as I transform my life from busy to balance. And what in that time, I launched a parents group at Clorox and was help supporting a lot of the parents. And I just started telling them some tools that I was using to get more balance. And another company asked me to speak in, and this is kind of spiraled. And I just want to share this with all of you, as my personal life mission is to help parents thrive in any way possible so that they can spend more time with their families and feel at peace. So we're going to kick in with busy to balance. This was designed for those parents that are working. So I always joke, is the agenda of this meeting is what we're trying to have a meeting about, right? Like a lot of time with work, you'll see that there are lots of meetings that you're wanting to attend, or you're asked to attend, or needing to attend. So I just feel like in a corporate setting, or if you have a job where you're physically there, you are there, you're in all these meetings. You also might be bogged down with endless emails. One of the moms who joined joked that they couldn't even find this invite for the meeting because they have so many emails that are in their inbox, right? If things are not on your calendar, they don't exist almost. You might feel like you're dropping the ball on both ends, as I shared with my story with kids and work and partnership. If you have a partner, your friendships change, everything changes. And wouldn't it be really nice if we could get a few more hours back in the day? And like, I couldn't even think about what I do with a few more hours back in my day. And my to-do list, I joke, is a never done list, because there's always something to do, whether it's a doctor's appointment, or whether it's reaching out to someone, a play date, or again, planning a birthday party, my daughter's birthday Saturday. There's always something to do, where I'm like a full-time administrator for 2 kids as their social executive, I joke. And then, my work life with just Sprinkled Parents, I do marketing consulting, and I coach and speak and more. So what we're going to learn today is how to find and create more time in your life. Let me just cut to the chase. You'll never have balance. It's about harmony. Balance is almost unrealistic, right? There's always going to be something a little bit off, but how do you just get balance so you feel better? And that way you can have ways that you have more control over your life with work and your family. And then also at the end of this, I just don't want to talk and preach. We're going to work on setting goals together that you can make for yourself, and, maybe share with your partner or coworkers or anyone, so that way you can start to find a little bit more balance between all your worlds. All right. So we're going to get started. Let me just share a bit about who I am. I know I kind of did in the beginning, but I want you to feel like you can trust me. I want you to feel like I can help you, and that this is the best use of your time because you're busy. So I'm the founder of Sprinkles Parents. It's an online solution and in person, where we do, I share parents tips and tricks and resources to help parents thrive. Tomorrow, we actually have a single parents meetup. If you know any single parents that want to connect, we have special groups for mixed race moms. We have lots of different resources that I struggle with as a mom, and I just create groups, like how to address postpartum, as I was in maternity clothes for a year, how to feel like myself again and lose baby weight, how to travel with babies, because that I never done that before. So all the things that I was learning as a parent, I want to bring to parents like you. And my background is I did spend 15 years in corporate marketing for brands like Clorox, Johnson Johnson, Taco Bell. I was told by my manager when I shared I was pregnant that my career was over, that my career is probably going to tank. And he was right. And like, how like it was unclear about maternity leave, it was unclear about returning. And so I've just really felt this passion to prove him wrong and figure out how to work and be a parent, and what that like life looks like. And so yeah, I also have a agency that helps early stage baby and kid brands to have launched, as I am like a parenting expert. I'm a certified positive parent educator, as I wanted to learn how to be the best mom ever. It's like my mission is figure out how can I be a good mom? How can I have a high, have an income to keep food and pay for resources on the table for my child? And how do I balance it all? And I'm the caretaker of my parents as well. They're in their 70s. They don't use technology. And my husband is handicapped, has Charcot-Marie tooth, just like my daughter. So if I can do this, then you can too. And again, I want to share with you what I've learned, in hopes that it will help you in your journey to find more balance and harmony in your family. So there are three worlds that parents, moms juggle in. You have your kids' world, right? Where you're like this like happy mom and have your mom voice maybe. And you're managing their social life and their doctor's appointments and everything, which is a full-time job. You have your work life where you might be managing your career, your promotions, your day-to-day job, the politics of work, if that's what you're dealing with, and ensuring you have your paycheck and your insurance and like all that we need to survive. And then there's your personal life, which I forgot about, frankly, which is my friendships, my relationship with my partner, my relationship with my parents changed, my siblings, like all of that. That is now kind of in your world once becoming a parent. And so what does that look like? And not to mention, I don't even have this as like, I should put a bar next time, like the world around you, with whether it's the wars that are happening or with the pandemic that happened or with heat or climate change or snowstorms, what hurricanes, whatever it might be that you're dealing with is all on top of this. So I just got myself really worked up actually. I'm gonna start with taking a moment, and I know this is very hippy dippy, but I really want to just take us a moment. You made this time today to just breathe for a minute. It's going to be the longest minute of your life. I always, and there's always a commercial before. And we're just going to watch this video for 1 minute. And please do it along on your end.
Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth and quiet your mind. Again, deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Relax. Quiet your thoughts. Quiet your mind. Again, deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Relax. Quiet your mind.
Well, worst case, I love sound baths. Worst case, you spent 1 minute for yourself today, right? You're busy and you've spent at least 1 minute if you're multitasking during this webinar, which honestly, I can understand, but hopefully you could spend 1 minute not being busy. And that's the start. And then it's 2 minutes not being busy. And it's a trickle effect. I promise you, I could barely make it through that 1 minute. It's really hard because I was starting to think about the birthday parties, the doctor's appointments, and you're just so busy all the time and you just need to breathe. So the secret to success, like I said, is balance, which is unrealistic, which is really harmony, but we're trying to get to balance. The first thing I always say is actively managing your calendar. So every Sunday or every day, look at what you have. What are things you don't have to be? There's so much you don't realize that you can turn down, especially in the workplace. A lot of it is you're not bringing value. A lot of it is not a good use of your time. A lot of it is you can send someone else on your team or ask what, like, just ask the question, why do you need me to attend? Like, what is my purpose here? Is there a recording you can send me? Can you send, like, there are AI companions nowadays, right? Like Fireflies, if you're not familiar with, is amazing and can attend a meeting for you. Or I'm sure Otter is another one, and they can just send you the transcript. I even think Zoom is coming out with something that can send you the transcript of the meeting. You can read later and respond. If you're needing to be there to brainstorm, great. Like, try and manage the length of the meeting. Say, I'm so happy to attend. I only have a half hour or 45 minutes. You would be surprised once you start speaking up about meetings. I didn't think it was possible. Like I said, I was leaking in my bra when I came back from maternity leave. You just need to speak up and start to set those hard boundaries with your team. Add short to face conversations, because sometimes you can get stuck in emails, right? You're emailing back and forth. And that's not the right way to communicate. Just a quick phone call, get it out of the way and move on. Because you're a mom, you are busy. You don't have time to play these games. People have a lot more time than you. They either don't have children, their kids are out of the house. They might have more support in their family. So they might have a nanny and never worry about might not need to worry about kids. They can spend more time at work, whatever it is. But you're a busy mom. And so you need to get things done as fast as possible. The other big thing is scheduling your time for work. My calendar, I could show you, is literally block by block by block every minute of my day. It says break. It says go to the bathroom. It says, call my kid's school if I have to do that. Like, I literally put every single thing I need to do on my calendar. And when I realize all the things I have to do, I might have to ask to move some meetings. So you need to schedule time to work alone and know when the best times to work alone are, or doing your actual work, right? Like, you get stuck in meetings and you end up doing work later. You need to have time to actually do the work. And know when you're working on various things allows you to stay engaged in the moment. I swear to you, as someone who loved and was a multitasker and prided myself on multitasking, unfortunately, it doesn't work, especially after baby brain that I know I had. So again, start trying to schedule your things. Start knowing what you're working on and staying focused and only doing one thing at a time, which I'll talk about more. So one of the best things I ever did for myself is this really simple exercise about time balance. And I'm going to share it with all of you. And I encourage you to get yourself a piece of paper if you can. Writing on the back of, like, kids' coloring papers is fine if that's all you got around, or computer paper. If you're on your computer, you can open up PowerPoint, as you'll see how I did it in PowerPoint. But there's something powerful sometimes doing it by hand. So please take a second just to get yourself paper if you need it, or if you want to open PowerPoint, let's do that too. All right. And this was an exercise I learned from actually when I worked at Clorox, and we had a mental health group that I attended. And before I even get to that, the best thing a friend said to me one time was, I was talking about work and my job, and she said, Brooke, stop. She's like, take yourself and pull yourself way up to the sky and look down. Is your job, like, look at all the things that you have going on. Is your job really that important at the end of the day? Like, your last day to live or whatever it is, like, what is really important and where do you want to spend your time? And work is just really a small part of it. It's just something you're doing to, get your income. It's something you held value. But really now it's your family that matters, or now it's really taking care of your own mental health is what I needed to do, like get myself healthy again, because I was so burnt out. And so really, like, just bringing yourself up on perspective of things sometimes at least really helped me. So let's go back to this exercise. So we're going to draw, let me explain it, and then I'll show you the visual. So you're going to draw a circle, or actually I'll show you the visual. I can explain it. So you're going to draw a circle, right? And so here is your current life. And this is my two circles, right? And so you see my current life here, it was mostly work, right? More than half of my life was going to work. And then my friends and family were just a small portion of it. And my mental and physical health was even tinier. And I had no spirituality. And spirituality doesn't mean like religion or something that is, again, about your parents' religion or your kids' religion or just going through the motions of spirituality. Spirituality just meant like knowing what I wanted or quiet time or connections to something or knowing my purpose or knowing what I really wanted to do, right? That's what I call spirituality. And then obviously mental health is like if you need therapy, if you need physical health, like acupuncture or whatever it is, like taking care of your physical body. Like I had this finger for like months that was like literally infected and I didn't take care of it because I was so busy taking care of everyone else in my family. And so I really had to think about, wait, what is my priorities? Oh, my physical health is very important. So again, here, so draw a circle, please, and I'll give us 5 minutes to figure out what your current life looks like, right? And then how do you want your ideal life to look like? So you can see here, like I prioritize my friends and family. I love work. Again, my mission is to help parents thrive. Like I want to do this. This is a labor of love. Helping parents, helping baby brands. Like I didn't want it to be small. I just needed it to be a little smaller. And then just growing for me, my spirituality, hobbies, even like I used to, like I mentioned earlier, play ice hockey or I've always wanted to go horseback riding. So me and my kids are horseback riding together. A friend of mine, she wanted to learn karate. So her and my kids are doing karate. Or my husband likes to play this card game and he goes off with friends and plays card games. Like having that is so important in your life. And again, mental, physical health. All right. I did a lot of talking. I just wanted to make sure that you have all the tools for you to try it. So I'm going to put on some music and then I will give us put 5 minutes on the clock and I'm going to go on mute and hide my camera and I'll let you do the exercise yourself. You know if you can hear my phone.
Mm,
All right. Does anyone want to come off mute and share any thoughts from that exercise? All right. I'll share really quick, actually. As when I looked at this, I realized I need to shift my ideal life. Right now, you can see it's only, I don't know, say nearly half friends and family. And with my son being diagnosed with autism and my husband, having his Charcot-Marie tooth and having more flares from it and needing more help, I need to actually shift my friends and family to be a bit more half because of all the appointments and everything, and figure out what's going to need to give. Is my hobbies going to need to, actually, I probably wouldn't reduce my hobbies. I might have to have less work. And that's okay. That's not ideal life. Your chart is gonna balance is gonna change in different moments in life. But it's really important to look at where you are today and where you want to go. And we'll talk about how to get there. So here are a few ways that I always suggest to create more balance in your life. I joke, it's stop, evaluate, delegate, and listen. If you know that rap song, I need to look up who sings it. It's like stop, evaluate, and listen. If you know, please put in the chat. And anyways, so I think stopping, evaluating, delegating, and listen are really the secrets to moms finding harmony and balance. So when was the last time you stopped and even listened to your own thoughts? I know personally I'm really anxious. And so I have the same repetitive thoughts over and over. So like right now, it's like, make sure you send the recording after this. Make sure you send the recording and the follow-up email after this. Make sure you plan your daughter's birthday party tomorrow. What are you doing? Like those are the thoughts playing in my head. So, sometimes you just need to stop and think about what's playing in your head. Write down everything that you've got going on. There's a great app called Maple where you can put all the things that you're working on and delegate it to your partner or to your parents or whoever, and they can all sync it up. Maple's really great. So, start to figure out what is it you're thinking, even in your head, that you don't even know what you're putting, on yourself. Again, combing through your calendar, I mentioned in the beginning, figure out, delete, cancel, question meetings, right? Delete, cancel, question. There's only so much that needs to be on your calendar. Do you really think CEOs spend their entire days in meetings, or any like founders or the president like Biden is spending all days in meetings? He definitely is figuring out what meetings can he send Kamala Price to, or Kamala Harris to. He's thinking about what can he delegate to someone else. He's questioning if he needs to be there. Like he's doing all those things. If the president's doing it, we should be doing it too, because I'm sure he has time in his day to go for a walk. He has time in his day to exercise, and you can too. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. We all put our pants on the same way. So again, can you delegate this? And the thing I didn't realize about delegation, which was really interesting to me when someone mentioned this, when I was obsessed figuring out how to find balance, was I'm giving someone an opportunity. When I delegate, I'm giving a new opportunity. I'm giving my husband an opportunity in my relationship. If you have a wife, you're giving the wife an opportunity. If it's at work, you're giving an employee, a coworker an opportunity. If it's your parents, you're giving them an opportunity with their grandkids. Like I used to feel bad, and delegating is giving people opportunities. That's what delegation really is. I delegated cooking to my husband, and he loves to cook. And I used to, for 10 years before kids, I was always cooking. And when I delegated it to him, he was like, oh, I love cooking. Thank you. Like, thanks for putting that, like giving that to me. You're not a very good cook, so me cooking is great. Like, I had no idea that delegating gave him this opportunity. He's been able to find a creative outlet and all these things. I started delegating to my parents, getting my kids Halloween costumes because it's expensive and it was stressing me out, and by figuring out what my kids wanted. And so I said to my parents, hey, you guys always want to give my kids presents instead of the random crap you send all year long. Can you please, help with the Halloween costumes? My parents loved it, and they got me a Halloween costume and them a Halloween costume. And like, I gave them an opportunity for them to create something with them and our family. Otherwise, I probably would have just gotten just my kids a costume and that would be that. But I gave them an opportunity. Delegations are opportunities. And another thing that's great that I love to do is swapping things off others' plates. So especially when it comes to work or anything, and I do this sometimes with my kids too, I swap something easy off their plate that they would want. For example, at work, I was a manager and I had a team. And I can do my everyone who I manage jobs with my eyes closed, right? I had done it for years. It's mindless to me. I'm not learning anything, like whatevs. And when I had kids, I wasn't in like a growth work mindset mode. I was just in survival mode, you know? And so there was someone on my team that was looking for promotion and proving her value and wanting more responsibility. And she just had a lot on her plate. And so I said, okay, let's switch. You can take running these meetings, these status meetings that I don't enjoy doing. They took a lot of my time. I got to get out of these meetings, gave her an opportunity with more visibility around leadership. And I took her like making a social post or some like billing or something. Again, I didn't care about. I could do in my sleep. I gave her this opportunity by delegating, and I got something easier to do and still got, my salary pay, but doing easier work. Or with my kids, sometimes I'm like, I don't even know what I want to do for dinner. And, again, instead of it being on me, or, I tell my husband what for dinner, like, sometimes, but instead of being me, I let them choose, and they're very happy to take that responsibility on. Or if I'm like, I don't know what to do this weekend, delegate my kids to make plans and say, hey, what do you guys want to do? They're 3 and 5, so a little older, but what can you delegate to your kids? Like, there are things that we forget. Delegating is giving our kids opportunities. I have my son bring his plate to the sink right now. Again, toddler. People with babies will get there, but like, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm taking something off my plate. I should be cleaning up dinner. He loves taking everyone's plate and putting it in the sink. This delegation gave him an opportunity. And that's what I'm really trying to share with you. And I had no idea that if I get everything off my plate and delegate it to other people, everyone wins because I'm just giving other people opportunities. So please keep that in mind. And then if you're sitting somewhere or doing something and this is not the best use of your time, please, if you can try to get up and leave, get up and leave. As a parent, your time is so much more valuable. You're cramming so much more in your day. So one of the things I realized about myself when going through this whole busy juggling new mom, working mom stuff seminar was I was avoiding things. I was feeling really lonely as a new mom. I was feeling like I had things I had to deal with, like being a new parent. I was feeling just really lonely being a mom. And so I was doing all this work and extra work and signing up for doing this baby shower or whatever it was, extra things at work because I was wanting to feel like I was important. I wanted to not feel lonely. I felt really lonely at work. And so like I just kept taking more on my plate at work so I didn't feel lonely. So I just start stacking stuff on. And when you're busy, it makes you feel really important. Oh, I'm just so busy. It's like this badge of honor. I'm so busy. So I was just trying to get stuff on my, have all the things on my plate to seem really productive in that I was doing a lot, but it really wasn't that important. So think about this, in the shower or whatever, like, are you trying to avoid something by being so busy? Because that's what happens a lot of times. Like as moms, we're just being busy, busy, busy to avoid like our relationship might not have changed, avoiding, I was avoiding noticing my son had autism and like some signs that I could have clearly seen if I wasn't so busy all the time. So just think about if you're avoiding something, taking a break. So it's very important that you take a break. Take time in your day to slow down in order to process everything. I started taking a walk every day, and it has been so transformative. It sounds so silly, but I can eat at my desk, sure, but I take time to go for a walk because it helps me process, helps me think of things, help me clear my hair, help me not have someone touching me. I work from home. Just like have that time to myself every day. You need to make time for yourself. That's your number one priority to be successful, busy, mom that goes from busy to harmony. White space is important to recharge. You helps complete and complement things you're doing. Needing a vacation. If you're burnt out, you're not a good teammate. You're not a good wife. You're not a good partner. It's okay to get away. So many moms are doing this, no matter how much little money they have, even if it's going to your sister a weekend and you're not paying for a hotel, even if it's just like you locking yourself in the basement a weekend, even if you just need time for yourself else you're burnt out and you're not helping yourself, you're not helping anyone else. So busy, you want to get from busy to balance and not burnt out. My husband and I had this joke when our kids were really little that we're just like burnt out parenting. Like that's our style. And there's like positive parenting method, like I mentioned, I'm certified in, or attachment parent style. My husband and I used to say we're just burnt out parents, and that's not healthy. I went on a yoga retreat. He went away for a weekend with his dad, and like we just felt so much better. We came back and we're like, huh. And don't get me wrong, the minute I got off a plane and got back into my car, my kids were crying. It almost like erased things, but at least I got to feel that moment again of not being burnt out and feeling good about myself and like remembering who I was before I had kids. And that's really important. All right. I know I'm running short on time, so I'm going to go a little bit faster. Say no to projects and meetings. So if there's something, again, you don't want to do that baby shower, you don't want to organize the company party, you don't want to be in this committee, like say no. At companies, people love to ask women because they know they say yes to feel like they're valued and important. You got to say no. Take a step back and what you're looking on and like think about, is this really helping me achieve my goals? Lots of times I was like asked to do this like project at a company and that special project. And I say yes and yes and yes. But I never got a promotion on it. It wasn't even helping me achieve my personal goals. It wasn't best use of my time. And even, are you the right person to be doing it? Again, they might ask you over and over to do things, but maybe it shouldn't be you. Again, give people opportunities. See who else could do it in a better, more efficient way, and frankly has the time. Stick to it. If someone asks you to move it, unless you have another time to switch it, to say no. So if you have time on your calendar, I'm going to sneeze, hold on. If you have time on your calendar to pump, or if you have time on your calendar that you're going to call the doctor, whatever it is, stick to it. Sorry, you can't move it. You can't. No matter what this meeting is for work, like you have your priorities, say no. Play into strengths. So if you have a partner, coworkers, anything like that, work on hard things when you have the most energy. So know when you're able to do your best. I'm actually a morning person. So if I need to do things in the morning or else, because by nighttime, again, with my toddlers, I'm emotionally suspended. So you can't have me do anything at night. So I got to get everything done in the morning. So that's what I know about myself. And that's when I have to plan things that are like hard for me, things that I need to work on. Only say yes to things that you enjoy working, so it doesn't feel daunting and exhausting. I realized in my career, I was doing a lot of marketing work that was like daunting and exhausting and draining my energy and not helpful. So I had to stop saying yes to those, even though they may have brought in money or they may have been things that I have experience doing. Like, it's taking my energy. My family needs my energy. I'm not doing it anymore. Don't try and be everything to everyone. Some things don't come easily. So like drop that responsibility. For example, I'm not a good cook. Why was I cooking for so long? Let me drop that responsibility and give someone an opportunity. Also, I'm really bad at getting my kids out the door in the morning. I have no clue why. I can't seem to figure out ways to get them excited out the door and listen. Like, why do I keep doing this? I must have some trauma from me getting out the door when I was little, I had to work through. So having my husband do it, great. He can do it. I get work done in the morning. It's a win-win. Also knowing your partner's skills, strengths as well. As I mentioned, for me, I had a coworker and he was really analytical. He loved numbers. He was good at organizing them. He loved the reporting and when I did marketing, and I was great. So I knew his skills were in this reporting and analytics. And so I kept saying, hey, let me give you this opportunity and you do the reporting and you do the analytics. And now he's like the VP of Meta in analytics and reporting. Thank you. But again, like I gave him that opportunity. It was something I didn't like, and I could give him the opportunity, and he was able to progress in his career as a result. And I'm so happy. All right, multitasking. Stop multitasking. There, you heard me say it. It used to be years ago, can you multitask was a job? Can you do 10 things at once? How fast can you do things? How many things can you do at one time? Multitasking is great. So multitasking is like weaving in and out of traffic, right? Would you say so? Okay. Is it really more productive? Do you actually get there faster if you're weaving in and out of traffic versus the person who's just going the pace in the road? What do you think? You don't. Studies literally have been shown at different universities where they tested out. I think from San Francisco to San Mateo, they drove, and someone weaved in and out of traffic on 580. Someone just straight sat in the traffic and got there. They got there within 3 minutes. But the person in and out of traffic had less gas. By the time they got there, they were kind of like drained of energy and couldn't do the project, or the example that they were doing was like they had to like do some science project once they got there. Wasn't able to do that once they got there because their brain was fried from going in and out of traffic and all that energy they exerted. And so for those 3 minutes, I'd rather just sit in the traffic, enjoy my music, and do well on what I'm trying to do. So stop multitasking. Just sit and enjoy the ride. And when I first heard that, I was like, this is stupid. But now every day when I sit in traffic to drop my kids off at school, the times that I still have to, when my husband has a meeting or something, and I do my weakness, which is dropping my kids off at school. My son told me this again. He gave me this opportunity. He said, Mom, you can either be angry in this traffic or you can just sit in it. Which do we want to do? And I was like, I'll just sit in it because I don't want to be angry. It's not fun for them. If I'm angry, I'm going to be grumpy. I'll be not a nice parent. So I can just sit in it. You have two choices, be angry or just sit in it. And so from my traffic, at least, I always say just sit in it and enjoy the ride. So we're going to play another game. This one I'll do really quick. Is we're going to write, I am very busy. So this is an exercise that I learned from a CEO of a giant web design agency about multitasking. Because when I first learned, I was like, I'm such a good multitasker. When I interviewed with him, he was like, I'm not hiring multitaskers. And I was like, what do you mean? I can do so much. I'm a mom. I'm great. And he's like, let's do this exercise. So everyone, write on a piece of paper or type on a computer, I am very busy across the screen, and see how long that takes you. Like count while you do it. All right. Next, write I, and then on the next line, A, am very busy. Like as you see, like on one line and then the next line, and one line, next line, and see how long that takes you. It like hurts my brain to look at that and to try and write it. And it takes you longer. And that's what multitasking actually is. So what you can do today to find balance, evaluating your calendar immediately, like I said, prioritizing the meetings you need to attend, Zoom recordings and transcripts, like what are things where you can just get the notes, leadership models. So, take off time, like don't come to work sick, sharing, if your kid's sick, tell them you need a break. Like people are going to understand, and use your vacation time. So with all that said, I want to just, again, in the essence of time, in case people have questions. I also have some more ideas here, like meditation, therapy. You don't need to respond to emails right away. If it's important, people can text you. Keeping meetings to 30 minutes. Or your phone conversations with family members, like whoever you're talking to, doesn't have to be an hour of your time if you don't want it. Reflecting on your day. What can you change every day to be less busy? I started to write down how I spent my days, how I spend my time, what my week looks like, and seeing how you can evaluate it. Time blocking. So like I said, block things that you're doing. Set timers for things that you're doing. I'm only going to take, 4 minutes to do the laundry, and that's like, I'm done with it. My partner or my kids can help do the rest. Or let me see how long it actually takes me to do the laundry. Do you know? I actually don't. Like that would be interesting to know if I'm thinking about my day. That I know every time the fold laundry is going to take 40 minutes and to put it away. So that way I can think about what my time looks like. Like if you know how long things take, you have power. Sorry. And then, like I said, start your week looking at your calendar, blocking time for sitting and doing work. So starting now, you're going to become more balanced. All right. You're going to have that harmony in your life. You're a busy parent, maybe a busy mom. You don't have time for BS. So based off of everything we discussed today, Please write down 3 things that you're going to start doing today to become more balanced. I shared lots of ideas. I shared lots of learnings. Can you please put it on a sticky note? Put it by your computer. Put it on your kitchen, on your refrigerator. A lot of my clients have it, saying what 3 things that they can do today to become more balanced. And feel free to please share in the chat if you like. What are 3 things you think, based off of what we talked about, you want to do to become more balanced? All right. And to wrap this up, I would love to hear how you're doing. Honestly, I care about every parent. As I said, my mission is to thrive. So please email me and share with me how you're doing at finding this balance. Are you sticking to them? Are you struggling with it? Please email me. I am coaching lots of parents like you and would love to help you figure out how you shift from being busy to balance. I've done it myself. I've gone from working 60-hour work weeks, and I make more now working 20 hours a week. I am able to help parents figure out how they can help their kids with resources, how to help themselves find peace. My mission is to help you. So back to opportunities, I want to help you. Let me help you get help if I'm not the right person as well to get you from busy to balanced. If you want more resources on how to thrive, please always check out sprinklesparents.com and make sure you're on our email. I try to do fun events. It's a little harder with my kids being so mobile and autistic, and my son has a meltdown every time. But I'm trying to get more to doing in-person events to connect families together. We have, like I said, single parents meetup if you know anyone that is recently divorced or a single parent, just to have them have their village and help them have a sense of community. We're going to have traveling with babies is the next Sprinkles Parents webinar, learning how to travel with your little ones, and may try and figure out holiday parties and things like that. As you know, being parent can be lonely. It's really hard to be working parent if that's what you're doing. It's really hard to be a stay-at-home parent. And please reach out if you need anything, as I'd love to support you in your parenting journey. With that, if you have any questions, feel free to go off mute and let me know. And thank you for joining today. I know you're busy. Literally, this webinar is all about that. So thank you for taking the time.